Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Kidlot404. Welcome back to another Nintendo Switch commentary. Today I'm going to be talking about Nintendo's audience, their consumers, their gamers, the gamers that they want to sell their console to, and why in the past, I guess, let's say 5, maybe even 10 years, I don't even remember the exact number, but it seems like, from my recollection, Nintendo has really alienated their gamers, their fans, over kind of, some questionable decisions that they've made in the past. And so, of course, this is a really big deal now because they're coming out with their new console. They have to find an audience that's willing to buy this console so they can remain successful, so they can create games and so on and so forth. So in this commentary, I want to talk about, I guess, this whole alienation of gamers, maybe a little bit of how it started, and then, let's talk about what that means for the future with Switch and what their strategy is going to be to try to get some gamers back onto their platform. So first things first, let's go into the past a bit in Nintendo's history. Let's not dig too deep. Let's just use the transition from GameCube to Wii as an example. So everyone kind of agrees that GameCube was the last sort of hardcore console that Nintendo has come out with. They had really great games. They had like Smash, Mario Kart, Super Mario Sunshine, a lot of great adventure games, and so on and so forth. It was the last generation where they tried to compete one-on-one with the other consoles in terms of raw power, right? So, the gap between the GameCube and the Xbox original and PS2, right? That gap is a lot smaller, of course, than, let's say, the Wii and the PS3 and Xbox 360. So again, that was the last year where they tried to compete with the other consoles. Now, moving forward a generation, when Wii came out, of course, they decided they're not going to be competing anymore with the other consoles. They want to be the cheaper option and the more kind of gimmicky, fun option. And that's kind of where the casual gamers started to come in, and where they kind of alienated their core gamers. If you're a core gamer, you're a gaming enthusiast, you play games a lot, and you see something like the Wii, I mean, you really just get disappointed when you look, to the other competition and you see these amazing graphics compared to the Wii, these next generation graphics from Xbox 360 and PS3, and you're thinking to yourself, am I really going to go another generation of gaming kind of playing the same graphics style or graphical power output that was last generation with the GameCube? You kind of question, whether or not you're gonna keep going with Nintendo when obviously the tech is evolving with the other consoles. And so that's where I think a lot of people either just quit gaming or they jump ship and kind of matured a bit and started playing on the other consoles. That's where, at the same time, a flux of kind of casual gamers came onto the Wii, and that's where they got a lot of their success, a lot of their money. This Wii console was very popular amongst a lot of casual people. That's kind of the story for the Wii, right? So that was great. At the same time, though, unfortunately, they've alienated their hardcore core gamer audience. So, we can write about the success of the Wii, and then we go to the Wii U, and then, like I said in the last commentary, the Wii U wasn't as appealing as the Wii. The gamepad wasn't as appealing as the Wii remote. It's simple as that, and so you lost all the casual gamers. The price point is a huge thing. It was way too expensive for what it offered, and of course, that's all she wrote. We see the complete debacle that is Wii U. So now Nintendo's in a weird situation if you think about it, because now they're going into their next console. They're coming out with the Switch, and now that, they don't have any of the core gamers, again, it's been years since GameCube, right? So all these core gamers have moved on. It's not like they're gonna spend all their main gaming time with Nintendo anymore. That's just not the case, because again, the tech is evolving and it's much more advanced on the other consoles, PS4 and Xbox One. So that's just simply the truth. So now that they've kind of in the past alienated their core gamers, they've also, alienated in some sense the casual gamers, because the casual gamers didn't see the Wii U as appealing. And you kind of ask yourself now, what is Nintendo's audience right now? They kind of have to rekindle the love in some sense with their gaming audience, whoever that is. And so I personally think for the Switch, the new gaming audience that they're trying to get back is somewhat of this kind of casual retro style of gamer. Again, I see the example of Pokemon Go, where you see a bunch of dormant Nintendo fans, maybe not Nintendo fans, but at least casual people who've at least one time in their life played a Nintendo console and had fun with it. You know, maybe they grew up, now they're older, they're going to college or something like that, they're having their jobs, and they don't have time to play any gaming whatsoever. That's fine. But, you know, they still had enough kind of interest to actually open up Pokemon Go and start playing that game on mobile, right? And that kind of brought this whole retro, like we're back in the 90s with Pokemon Go. So if I use, you know, Pokemon Go as an example, I feel like Switch needs to come back in the same vein, trying to get these, like, trying to be kind of like this retro style, like trying to get the retro gamers kind of back into gaming in some sense. And so I feel that one of the biggest things, you know, they're probably not, Nintendo's probably not gonna want to try to go hardcore. They can't, you know, their console is not going to be as strong as PS4. It's gonna be pretty much on the safe side in terms of graphics and computer output and so on and so forth. So I don't think their future audience is going to be core gamers anymore. Like I said, I think it's going to be this potential new influx of gamers who have tried Nintendo in the past, who've enjoyed it, but maybe they've kind of grown out of playing games, but now they're willing to come back and try Switch again, you know, if they actually like what they see this time around. So I think one of the big things as well that influences the success of the Switch is the price point. It is almost, in my opinion, the biggest factor whether this console is successful or not. And I think the $250 price tag is a perfect the perfect sweet spot to keep this console price at. If you go to something like $299, $300, even beyond that, you know, that's where people start wincing. Even I start wincing. I'm like, do I really want to shell out $300 for a new console, you know, for a new Nintendo console that kind of has not that great of graphical power, maybe just a little bit better than Wii U, you know? So I think just to make everybody happy, I think the $250 price point is sweet enough to get people, you know, over Christmas to say, hey, look at this, you know, I'm enjoying my Nintendo mobile games. Hey, look, you know, they have the new console. It's kind of cool and appealing. It's hip, so to speak, right? It's this console that you can bring on the go and also play at home, so you can play and enjoy your games anywhere. I think that'll fit with my lifestyle. I think that's really cool. I think people are willing to spend $250. That price, the maximum price. They're willing to spend $250 just to kind of have like this, you know, casual experience on the side. Again, I'm thinking that these aren't going to be hardcore gamers that are going to be coming to the Switch. I think they're going to be like casual part-time gamers coming once again. And I think, again, the $250 price point is kind of the nice price point to kind of get these entry-level gamers back into Nintendo's side. So I think that is Nintendo's strategy, and I'm praying, you know, that when they release this information tomorrow, that it is going to be a $250 price point. If it's more expensive than that, I'm almost going to write it off as like it's not going to be a successful console or whatever. So that's it. That's my commentary. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm out. Peace.